We are hearing Bhagavad Gita. We heard mind is naturally unsteady and wavering. As often as it inclines, like a horse, to roam unrestrained over the pasture lands of sense objects, so often be careful to bridle it down and bring it under the control of your real self. Like horse on the grass there on the field, he wants to roam freely. Like that, our mind is roaming in the field of sense objects, taste, smell, touch, all these things, and unsteady and wavering. And this is his natural inclination to go towards sense enjoyment. That is why, Arjuna, be careful. You have to bring it down under your control, under the control of your real self. What is the real self is we are eternal servants of Krishna. So when we submit to him, then by his grace it is possible, by his imparted power, by Krishna's power, it is possible to control the mind. We are under our mind, that is Maya, because we are averse to Krishna. We became averse to Krishna. And we cannot come out unless we surrender to Krishna. Later in Gita we will hear Devi Hiesha Gunamai Mama Maduratya Mam Eva Je Prapadyante Maya Metam Tarantite. Krishna says, this is my Maya. No one can surmount it. Only one who will exclusively surrender to me can overcome. So here Krishna is saying, you have to bring your mind under your control, not that you are under his control. Next verse. Prashantamana samhyenam joginam sukham uttamam upaiti shantarajasam brahmabhutam akalmasham. Overcoming all these obstacles by such practice and curbing his passionate nature, a yogin becomes sinless, possesses a tranquil mind, enjoys unending happiness, and attains the highest bliss in communion with Brahman. This is the point. Here in this world, every happiness is ending, and then we become disturbed. It is all temporary. It is only mixed happiness because suffering is attached to it as a reaction, and also it is temporary. You cannot keep it. So we become disturbed. It's only mixed happiness. And we cannot change this. One who understands that for every sense enjoyment it is the same principle. And there are pros and also cons, positive and negative also. So one who understands clearly, he will not engage. Why? Because he knows that will not satisfy me as much as I want. So it is why I will go for this. But unless we have another better alternative, then we will think, yes, this is the only thing. But if we know there is alternative, we can get what we want, then one will not go for this. But the thing is, in Bhagavatam, Krishna says in 11th canto to Uddhava, one who awakened faith in me, he is eligible for Bhakti Yoga, my service. Although he knows that all this sense gratification and any kind of worldly happiness and all this, it will ultimately bring frustration and suffering. He knows clearly, but still unable to give up. So what he should do? Krishna told he should not stop bhajan. He should go on worshipping me with firm faith, serving me, and take those enjoyments without adoration, not with interest and with attachment, without adoration, and condemning himself, regretting. And through that, he will realize more and more the true nature of those sense enjoyments. And he should also at least try to reduce gradually. Like Gurudev gave example, when someone asked him, we are not liberated soul, so is regulated sense gratification, is it Shreya path or Preya path? You know Shreya and Preya. Shreya means for eternal welfare, Preya means for hedonism, sense enjoyment. He said regulated sense. Then Gurudev said something is better than nothing. You should not stop bhajan. Then he gave, in principle, he said, like one is habituated to drink wine every day. He knows it is not good, but he cannot give up. So he should try to, now he's drinking every day, then he should drink every second day only. Then after some time, he should drink only twice in a week. Then only once in a week. Then once in 14 days, not on Ekadashi, some other day. And then once in a month, then he should give up. All the while doing bhajan. So like that, we have so many samskaras from before, bad habits, and also karma sometimes comes, some fruit is coming. So we are unable, but we should not stop doing bhajan, because by stopping bhajan, what we will gain? Nothing. Nothing. We should do bhajan, and those things we should take without adoration and reduce gradually, and ultimately we can overcome. So one should not be discouraged. He should go on and practice in this way. Our Parangurudev also told, like when you switch off the fan in India, you know fan, you switch off, already you switched off, but still it will go on for some time. Like that, our habits are there. So it will take some time, and we should give effort. Then Gurudev said there are waves of good and bad thoughts. Sometimes we think, yes, I will worship Supreme Lord. This is all temporary and suffering producing, so I will not. I will only worship Krishna. At that time, you should worship as much as possible. Then after some time again, some bad wave will come. You will be inclined to enjoy. And Guru said at that time you should try to suppress. Stop as much as possible. Even if you will fail, you will still go for that, but that effort will not go in vain. Next time that bad wave will come with lesser force. But if you give free indulgence and with interest and with adoration, Then lust will increase, increase, increase. It can never end. By indulgence, by fulfilling those desires, it will never decrease. It will increase. Like putting ghee on fire. You think you will extinguish, but it will increase fire. That is the fact. So that is not proper procedure. You should try. And then after, again, there will be good wave, but good wave will come with more force. Why? Because you worship more at that time in previous wave. So, like this, Gurudev said, this is sadhana period. There are waves. Sometimes these thoughts, and gradually we should increase that desire for eternal welfare and decrease this one, and gradually we can come to realized platform, realized soul. You will become like child is walking, falling, walking like this, then ultimately he will walk if he does not stop trying. So those who are sincere will try both sides, to attach to Krishna and to detach from this non-eternal. Then if we do such practice here, overcoming all these obstacles by such practice and curbing his passionate nature, it is a penance, it is austerity. A yogin becomes sinless, gradually possesses a tranquil mind, enjoys unending happiness. That happiness is not ending. It is not like this one. And it is not suffering producing. No side effects there. And it gives full satisfaction to you. In Bhagavatam, that verse is there. Savai pungshah parodharma jato bhaktir adokshaje. Ahoituki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. For all human beings, supreme dharma, duty, or natural function is devotion to Adokshaja, Supreme Lord. He is beyond the perception of these material senses, but he exists. You can see with transcendental senses, inclined to serve him. And such devotion, when it is ahoituki, without any desire, without any cause, only for his satisfaction, and apratihata, uninterrupted, constant, not diverted by any other thing, yayatma suprasidati, then yourself can be fully satisfied. That is the only way. And this is, we all want only this. So better we should take this course, this practice, under the guidance of bona fide Guru, and there is a period of sadhana, and ultimately we can become realized soul, and attains the highest bliss in communion with Brahman, Supreme Lord. In his lila, we will serve. In this world and in Goloka. In this world, it is not like, okay, now I am in this world. Till I die, it's a long time. After dying, I will go to Golok or Krishna Lila. We think like that. So, but as long as I'm in this world, it is very long period. So at least now when I'm here, I should get some enjoyment. But it is not like that. It is not after death you will get it. And before your death, you cannot get it. It is not like that. How much you dedicate yourself for the service of Krishna in this world, that much you will get bliss. And in this world also you can be fully happy. And unless you are fully happy in this world, means removing all other desires and only serving Krishna and being happy in this world, in the service of Krishna, without this qualification, you cannot enter transcendental realm. As long as you have any other desire, you will have to take birth again in this world to enjoy that. So it is not that, okay, I will little chant, okay, and go Sunday feast program, I will go, and that is very long after I will die then, so let me enjoy it now. No. Even now in this world you cannot be happy by that thing. You can, in this world also you can be happy only by service of Krishna, like so many examples, like Ambarish Maharaj. He had full happiness in this world. Prahlad Maharaj, when he was 5 years old, he was fully happy in this world. Haridas Thakur, all there. In this world they are happy. Sarvabhutastam Atmanam Sarvabhutani Chatmani Ikshate Yoga Juktatma Sarvatra Samadarshanaha. No, sorry, I went one ahead. Previous one I should read. So now, verse 28. Yunjan evam sadatmanam yogi vigata kalmashaha sukhena brahma sansparsham atyantam sukham ashnute. Since being washed away forever and passions completely restrained by such practice, a yogin attains supreme bliss when in contact with Brahman. Such ananda or transcendental ecstasy is the outcome of the spiritual cultivation of the principle of divine love for Parabrahman, otherwise known as Prema Bhakti, supreme bliss. And only this bliss can actually fully satisfy us when we are established in pure devotion, uninterrupted, causeless devotion to Krishna. This we have to practice and attain. Sarvabhutastam Atmanam Sarvabhutani Chatmani Ikshate Yoga Juktatma Sarvatra Samadarshanaha. A yogin entranced in Brahman visualizes with his soul's eyes the Supreme Lord as Paramatman, existing in all beings and all beings as existing in him, and thus realizes the Supreme Lord in all entities, sentient and insentient. This does not mean that everyone is God. No. Everyone is connected to God. God is everywhere present. And we are his part and parcel. We have eternal relation with him. Everything is under his control. Some they wrongly understand. They think it is said in Shastra, God is inside every living entity. So that living entity is God. We are not realizing now, but he's God. That is not the case. Paramatma in all beings, and all beings are existing and in him. There is eternal link between them. That is the point. And this link is like magnet and iron. Natural love is there. But when Jiva is averse to Krishna, then that nature is covered or perverted or distorted. And we invite all troubles. But Paramatma always waiting for us. Immediately when we turn towards him, we are released from that and we are living a natural life, normal life. Yomam pashyati sarvatra sarvam chamaye pashyati tasyaham na pranashyami sachame na pranashyati. He who sees me everywhere and everything in me, of him will I never lose hold, and he shall never lose hold of me. As Parabrahman, I am not invisible to him, and as my loyal devotee, he is neither deluded by my Maya, nor is he deprived of my blessings. Explanation. When a yogin transcends Shantarati or Brahmananda, he realizes in his unadulterated self an eternal loving relationship between the Supreme Lord as his divine master and himself as his eternal servant. When he awakens to such eternal relationship, he is far above the jurisdiction of abstract impersonalism, of void or nirvana, or annihilation of self. He lives an eternal life of loving service to the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna in the blissful realm of divine love, the eternal function of his unalloyed self. So you have to go beyond Brahmananda. Brahmananda means impersonal, that Jyoti, bliss. That is bliss. It is not material, but it is impersonal and there is no relationship there. Only static bliss. No suffering is there, worldly suffering, mental or physical, no suffering, and there is unending bliss. But still you will not be fulfilled in that, because the relationship is lacking and activity and all this. And we have that potential, so we cannot be satisfied there. I told yesterday or before, Narad Goswami asked Vyasadeva, why you are still unsatisfied? How this is possible? You already realized Brahman. What is the matter? Intentionally he asked like that, to show that unless Jiva is in her natural function, cannot be satisfied, even in that bliss. What to speak of worldly, this mixed happiness. Then when he goes beyond, we hear there in Rupa Goswami's Shiksha, Mahaprabhu told, when you water that creeper of devotion by Shravan Kirtan, water, then that creeper will grow and you have to put fence so that Vaishnava aparat will not enter like mad elephant. That fence means you have to be in sadhu sangha. You have to serve the devotees, not offend them, serve them. Then that will protect you, protect your devotion, and you have to remove all other desires, cutting those weeds. Then this creeper will pierce through this material world and will enter Biraja, and then it will go further to Brahma Jyoti or Brahma Loka, not Brahma Loka, that is the place of Brahma, that is also called Satya Loka. This is Brahma with short A. Four-headed Brahma is with A with line on top, last one, Brahma. But this is Brahma. Brahma Jyoti. Then you have to go further. Then you will realize this eternal loving relation, like four Kumaras. They were meditating on impersonal Brahman, well established. But by the grace of Narayan, they got the scent of Tulsi offered at his lotus feet. Tulsi, fragrance only. Because that fragrance is transcendental, is not material. Either you get sight or fragrance or touch or taste or anything transcendental that will touch you. So they got fragrance. They did not see Narayan or hear Narayan or no. Only they got fragrance of Tulsi offered at his feet. That is transcendental fragrance. That broke their meditation of impersonal Brahman. They felt, oh, something superior is coming. And they said, then we gave up that sinful activity. Meditating on impersonal Brahman, they felt that is sinful activity. We are eternal servant of Krishna. We should serve him. That is not any service to him. That is sin. So they got that, this eternal loving relation. They got, and they were happy. And Shukadev Goswami also, he was in Brahman, realized, established, when he was in Wamp already. And he did not want to take birth in this world. He was staying in his mother for many years, not 9 months, many years, and did not come out. Then they asked, why you don't want to come out? He said, no, I will be caught by Maya. Then Krishna told him, no, you will not be caught by Maya. You can come out. He came out and immediately started running away. His father was calling, oh, son, son, come here, son. But he was running out from, means away from these worldly things. He already realized what is this, worldly affection. That is why he was running, not looking back to his father, nothing. But later, he was roaming everywhere, unconcerned with anything, because he was tasting bliss inside. But Vyasadeva, after writing Bhagavatam, then he told to those some woodcutters one verse of Bhagavatam without telling them the meaning. He only told the shloka, this verse. You, when you are going to woods, then you cut. When you are there doing your job, then you speak this verse. Not telling the meaning. Because that is transcendental sound. Meaning is already included there inside. One who will get in touch through surrender, that meaning will be revealed. There is no need of knowledge of Sanskrit. Like Rasgula already has taste by its own. When you take it, then you can feel what is it. Like Bhagavatam is transcendental sound. So they were chanting everywhere. Then it came to the ear of Shukadev, because he was in forest. Then that attracted him. Oh, what is this? And he was unconcerned with anything in this world. But now, this attracted him, this sound. What is this? Then he asked them, where you got this? They said, your father, Vyasadeva, he taught us this. You should go to him. Then he went to him. At first he was running away from him. When it was like this, my son, my son. But now, after giving Bhagavatam, he came back to his father and learned Bhagavatam. And then when he was there in front of Parikshit Maharaj, the thing is, Parikshit Maharaj was cursed to die in 7 days. So he went to Ganga and to meet sadhus to ask what I have to do now. We all have 7 days only. either Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday or Friday or Saturday, Sunday. One day out of these 7 we will die. We have only 7 days, not more than that. So Parikshit Maharaj utilized his time. He said, I have to know what is the duty of human life. So he went, and different sadhus of different levels of Vedic following, they advised him, you are king, so you give your wealth away, you donate. That will be for your welfare. Then others said, no, there is no time, only 7 days time. He should do sacrifice, offering the ghee for Vishnu. Then they said, no, there is no time. This ritualistic, all this performance, there is no time, only 7 days. He should study Vedanta and realize what is eternal, what is non-eternal. Then they say, no, there is no time. He has to do yoga, pranayama, asana, all this, and meditate. So he was confused, what I have to do now. And some said tapasya you have to do, some said this, so all they said. So he was confused, and he also thought, if I will follow one, then others will become angry and they will curse me. Because already they were quarreling among themselves, what is the right path at this moment. So he was confused, but because of his past sukriti, by the grace of Krishna, that time he thought, no, I was rescued by Krishna when I was in my mother's womb, so I will take shelter of Krishna. He is my savior, he is my one who rescued me, so I will take shelter to him. Krishna, you please guide me, please help me. Then immediately Shukadeva Goswami came there. Because Shukadeva Goswami is not different from Krishna, his personal associate. When disciple is ready, Guru will come. When we want eternal welfare, when we take shelter of Krishna, in this chapter it will come. One who is sincere for eternal welfare, he will get that. Krishna will send. Immediately Shukadeva Goswami came there, and by his not speaking anything, by his influence, by his presence, by his influence, all became silent, all stood up in respect. By the prabhav, by influence, they stood up and offered obeisance. Then Shukadeva Goswami said to Parikshit Maharaj, I know, so I will tell you. Guru knows everything because he is sent by Krishna, like Narad was sent to Dhruva by Krishna. Narad asked, who are you? But he knows, Narad knows everything, but asking. So Shukadeva said, I know. I am telling you, I am Shukadeva. I was realized in Brahman. That is the highest one can think of in Vedic, those Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. And he was not practitioner, he was perfected in Brahman. So no one could say anything of those. Said, I am Shukadeva. I was realized in Brahman. But I became attracted to Krishna Lila. So I am telling you, you need not do anything. Only you have to hear about Krishna from me. I will speak about Krishna, only you have to hear, nothing else to do. You will get all perfection. Means immediately devotion. Parikshit Maharaj did Shravan Bhakti. Shukadeva Goswami Kirtan Bhakti. If you do only one limb of devotion, you will get. If you do it properly. Prahlad Maharaj only Smaran. Lakshmi only Padasevan. Akrur only Bandhana. And Prithu Maharaj Archan. and Bali Maharaj Atmanivedan, Arjuna Sakya, Hanuman Dasya. Only one devotion, but they got ultimate goal. But Ambarish did all, so one can do many or one only. But with firm faith, and for Krishna, if he does, then he will get everything. So Parikshit Maharaj only hearing about Krishna. After 7 days, he got liberation. So he was waiting, let that snake come and kill me. Waiting, undisturbed. He saw, this is the grace of Krishna. I will go to him. Before he died, he already realized this is false ego. So this is what we need. But in Kali Yuga now, there may be some difficulties in other forms. We have to do Harinam, chanting of holy name, that will give us perfection. We can do other also, but along with Harinam. Harinam should not be left out. Everything we should do with Harinam in Kali Yuga. Then we can get perfection. So there are examples that by the grace of Krishna or by the grace of his devotees, they crossed that Brahmananda and got Premananda, the eternal function of his unalloyed self. There is a function. It is not only we exist for the sake of existing. No, we exist for something. That something is to serve Krishna. That is our function. But those who are impersonalists, they think ultimate goal is that you are existing for the sake of existing. But that will not satisfy you because lack of function is there. Sarvabhuta stitam yo mam bhajatyekatvam astitaha sarvatha varta manopi sayogimai vartate. We heard in Chaitanya Charitamrita that Brahmin, he did not know Sanskrit, but he was reciting Bhagavad Gita and got darshan of Krishna. How this is possible? Because Gita is transcendental sound, non-different from Krishna. But as per your attitude, you can realize. If you are puffed up with vanity, then that will be sealed for you. You cannot enter. You cannot get in touch. If you are surrendered, inclined to serve, then you will get that. So he did not know Sanskrit. Mahaprabhu asked, why you are reading? He said, because my Gurudev, he's a pure devotee of Krishna, he told me that Bhagavad Gita is not different from Krishna, so daily you should recite Bhagavad Gita to satisfy Krishna, then you can do other works. So I'm not understanding. Then Mahaprabhu, then why you are crying so much? Then he said, because I'm seeing Krishna, how he is affectionate to his devotees. Then Mahaprabhu said, yes, your reading of Gita is correct. You got it. There were other scholars there. They were very proud. We know Sanskrit. We are nice tune. We are saying. We know the meaning, but they did not know any meaning. He knew the meaning. Meaning is revealed. You cannot know by intellect. You can know translation, but not the meaning. So he got blessed. And what Mahaprabhu did, he showed him. Brahmi said, I think you are that same Krishna. Because he was getting double bliss. When he was getting darshan of Krishna while reading Gita, he was fully satisfied, transcendental bliss he was getting. And now in association of Mahaprabhu, it did not go down, it doubled, transcendental bliss. So he understood, you must be Krishna. Then Mahaprabhu revealed himself to him as Krishna. Yes, I am Krishna. I came now to preach devotion everywhere by my own example. So who got this blessing? One who knows Sanskrit, or one who is a surrendered soul? This we have to deeply think. Krishna himself became attracted to hear his own song from a devotee. Naham basami vaikunte joginam hridayena cha. Mad bhakta jatra gayantri tatra tishtami narada. Bhagavan said to Narad, I am not staying in Vaikuntha or in the heart of yogis. They are not thinking of me. But where my devotees are singing my glories, there I come. I am there. I am present there. So here we see this devotee, he attracted Krishna to him. And he revealed himself. Krishna revealed himself to that devotee. So we need this Sharanagati to learn Sharanagati from surrendered soul. The yogin who worships me as the all-pervading and all-permitting Lord of the universe, knowing me as the supreme principle without a second, dwells in me and I in him, whatever circumstances he may be placed in. Explanation. Meditation on the four-armed Vishnu by a novice in the practice of yoga culminates in the realization of my two-armed, all-beautiful Shyama Sundar human form in his Nirvikalpa Samadhi, a state where the difference of time between sadhana and siddhi no longer exists. Sadhana is sadhya. Both are devotion to Krishna. In that sense, they are same. You are, from beginning, you are doing service to Krishna in sadhana bhakti. In yoga and other practices, you have to do something to come to next stage, to do that, and then ultimately is there. But in sadhana bhakti, immediately you are doing the goal already, because the goal is only service of Krishna and you are doing, but on different stage. But when one, by sadhana, when he accomplishes his sadhana and comes to Vishuddha Sattva, transcendental platform, on bhava and prema stage, then there is no difference between your practice and the goal to be attained. Service of Krishna is already the goal itself on transcendental platform. That is called Nirvikalpa Samadhi. It is not cut by time. You have Savikalpa Samadhi, that is, you get some glimpse, transcendental, some glimpse you get for some time, then you lose it. That is Savikalpa Samadhi. And Nirvikalpa is uninterrupted. No cut of time, and also there is no time gap between sadhana and goal, because sadhana already is goal. But when you are in sadhana, in bondage, you have a goal to attain, that is bhava bhakti. But when you are on that platform, that Your service to Krishna is already the goal. That verse is there by Rupa Goswami. Kriti sadhya bhavet sadhya bhavas sadhanamida. When you are engaging your senses under the guidance of pure devotee, with the view, with the target, with the goal to attain bhava bhakti. Kriti sadhya bhavet sadhya bhava. To attain bhava, transcendental love, that is called sadhana bhakti. So there is some difference between practice and goal, but both are service. But once you attain that, nitya siddhasya bhavasya prakatam hridisadhita, that eternally existing love for Krishna in the heart of every living entity, nitya siddhasya bhavasya prakatyam hridisadhita, that time it becomes manifest in purified heart. Then that devotion which you are doing, chanting or whatever, that is already goal itself, not different. So this is nirvikalpa samadhi. They see Shama Sundar. That verse is there. Premanjana Churita, that verse. Bhakti Vilochanena, that is Shama Sundaram, their Achintya Swarupam, that inconceivable, that Shama Sundar form, Sadhakar, they always see in their heart, pure devotee. Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena, Santash Sadeva, Vilokayanti, Shama Sundar, that verse, you know. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. The yogin who worships me as the all-pervading, that is Brahman, and all-permitting, that is Paramatma, permitting Lord of the universe, by hearing my holy names and chanting songs of me, always dwells in me, and I am in him under all circumstances. Whether he does his duties physically, mentally, or in yoga samadhi, all the time I am with him and he is with me. Like Prahlad Maharaj, always in Krishna consciousness. That we have to attain. That is normal life, healthy life. Now we are in diseased condition. We have to cure ourselves of disease. It is not that now we are like this is normal life and we have to learn something new and like this. No, this is diseased life. This is abnormal. Normal for Jiva is to serve Krishna and always be happy. That is normal, healthy. Because this Nitya Siddhasya Bhavasya Prakatam Hridisa, it is already there, existing in us. It is natural, but we distort it by becoming averse. And we went out into foreign land, Sridhar Maharaj taught, into foreign land. Giving up our home, we went to foreign land. Giving up means not choosing that. But we want this. Then all trouble, everything. By the spiritual contemplation of the Supreme Lord, who is beyond the ambit of mundane time and space, the yogin is surcharged with an ecstatic joy, resulting from the divine touch of Parabrahman as the Supreme Lord. Parabrahman means Supreme Spirit. As the Supreme Lord, He is Supreme Spirit, Supreme Spiritual Being. Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam. He is that Supreme Eternal among many Eternals, Jivas. He is Supreme Conscious among many Conscious. Eko Bahunam Jo Bidadhati Kaman. He is one who fulfills the desires of many. Eko bahunam, eko means one, bahunam many, jo bidadhati kaman. He is giving us everything. In spiritual world, in this material world also, he is the only protector and sustainer. Without his will, nothing can happen. We may earn, or someone may give us something, but actually Krishna gave. True. And he gave us the power to do work. Without his imparted power, we cannot do anything. So we should not be proud. I am maintaining myself independently. False pride. Hence, Krishna Bhakti or unalloyed devotion to me is the acme of Yoga Samadhi. Ultimate. So it sounds very nice. We become attracted, but then we forget. That is why the realized souls association, who is always tasting this, is very helpful to get inspiration that we will practice to attain this. Knowing is one thing and believing is one thing, and having is another thing, and practice to attain it is also another thing. This we have to do, practice to attain it. Tomorrow we will hear further.